If you want to give to a charity that you can see firsthand who it is helping, this is it.
The 52K in 52 weeks is our current major mission or initiative. And it came about December of 2021, the weekend before New Year's Eve.
And I said, you know what would be an interesting thing to do is just to give $1,000 a week for 52 weeks, and we could call it 52K in 52 weeks.
I said, I love it. When do you want to start? Now this was Friday. He said, Monday. Does that work for you? I said, yes, it works for me. What we've learned, both Jim and myself, through the 52K in 52 weeks, is that there is so much unmet need on a local basis for charities in our area. We had no idea that many of these charities that we've been able to award money to even existed.
Everything began in July of 2022. It started with me first getting a diagnosis of stage 4 cervical cancer. Our family was coping with that diagnosis and treatment and getting through it when 2 months later to the day, on September 1st, our 4-year-old son, Wesley, was diagnosed with Wilms tumor. And at that point, it was pretty advanced. It was metastatic. So within just a few months, 2 members of our family were facing a cancer diagnosis. One of the really beautiful things that came out of this experience was the community outreach that came together in support of our family. And a very good friend of mine, Diane Dowler, came to me with this idea, which sounded crazy at the time, but she wanted to throw Wesley a circus. And she said that the NAC was willing to host this event. So what started out as, just an idea from my friend, it turned into this incredible event that just far surpassed anybody's expectations. Even with all the feeling of crisis going on in our lives at that time, the event felt like a giant celebration. And also what came from it was also something that surpassed our wildest expectations, and that was what the circus was able to raise in terms of funding. The circus was able to raise $50,000, which just is absolutely mind-blowing.
So there's 2 halves. We give away the money, but we also give them exposure. We're spreading the wealth and we're spreading the word. And in many cases, the recipients tell us that the spreading the word has more impact than even the money.
It legitimately catapulted Fuel the Force to the next level, in my opinion. There were so many people who saw that live, and so many people reached out to me afterwards, and I am just so grateful that you guys chose Fuel the Force, that you came out to the market that day, that you gave us that much money. I'm still blown away.
In our personal experience with NAC Have a Heart, they're different than other organizations because it is like a family. I think a lot of that is largely due to Jim and Linda, who run it and make it a family and put so much of their heart and soul into it. And unfortunately in ALS, we have a lot of national organizations that we don't really feel serve the communities like they're supposed to. They're more of a business. So NAC Have a Heart, I think, is aptly named because it is like a beating heart of Bucks County.
I am a true believer of the saying that if you want to change the world, start in your own backyard. And that is exactly what Have a Heart Foundation embodies.
The support from the foundation has absolutely changed our lives for the better. Because my husband and I both work from home, having this extra cushion has allowed us to be able to breathe, to take a step back, to reduce our working hours, and to focus on battling cancer, which is exactly where our focus needs to be at this time.
In our case, we were able to take what Have a Heart is doing on a local level and go global with it to where we actually, because of NAC's contribution to our efforts, we were actually able to raise money to buy an ambulance in an affected war zone, which now is physical evidence of the hard work that Jim Worthington and Linda Mitchell and the NAC are doing with Have a Heart Foundation.
It's amazing that the proceeds go directly to the people that you are hoping to benefit. And in a lot of ways, it's investing into yourself because you are part of this larger community. And when you lift one person, you lift the whole community together.
We created this community, and the community has given us the chance to do this good.
Thank you, Jim and Linda, for supporting this community in big, big ways.
People should donate to Have a Heart because of Jim Worthington. He gets stuff done, and that's why I'm giving to the charity, mostly because I know he's going to get it done, and he's going to get it done right. It's going to mean something.
It's a world more so than ever these days where you need to help people that haven't been as blessed as you are. And when you find a foundation like Have a Heart, where 100% of the donation goes to whatever cause it is, and you're getting involved in the community, because if you make your community better, I feel like you're going to make the world better.
I do think there's a fear among many that when they contribute to larger organizations, there's always that element of doubt that that money is not going directly where it wants to go. So having Have a Heart right here in our local community gives others the confidence that they can do good to help people in need locally in their community or globally, because they know it's being channeled through a safe, reliable foundation that's local to our community.
As much as I want to raise as much money as I can and give it away, I'd like to take a certain portion and put it aside. So in 10 years, maybe we have $1 million or $2 million. And you know, and if for some reason Linda and I can't continue, it would continue to benefit people. That would be my goal, is to see that. And who knows, I'd probably name it the probably name it after Linda.
If you ask me about the future of the NAC Have a Heart Foundation, I would tend to get emotional about that, because I have been working with this foundation for 20 years now. And I would like to see it continue into the future, or into infinity, if I dare say that. We're not here today, gone tomorrow. We put too much of our blood, sweat, and tears into this, our heart and soul into this. And this is a legacy. I know it is for Jim and I, and for the NAC as a whole. And I think that the NAC Have a Heart Foundation is something that will benefit the community forever.